Welcome to another episode of Star 42 with Michael.
And Jace. I'm back.
Yes, he's back, and we are having a very, very special episode. Jace just wrapped up the Null Edge conference, and instead of waiting, we were like, let's just have a quick 20-minute episode, cover it, continue the momentum of the high of the conference. I spoke, for about a 15, 20-minute session. Jace, of course, did a lot of great stuff. I have my own thoughts with it, but Jace, first of all, first question, in your mind, was it a success?
Yeah. I mean, obviously people made a bunch of connections based on the stats that Carlene gave at the closing talk. And if you missed it, it might be a few weeks until you can see it because I got to download the videos and stuff. But I mean, really, what I wanted was the content I didn't get at the other conference. And I totally got it there. And so did so many other people. My phone has like 8 text messages from people who have my personal details. Like, what a great conference. I have, I think, like 15 messages on LinkedIn, people doing the same kind of thing. And
nice.
Then, did you get a chance to do the networking?
I did not. I had blocked out my day for it. And then everything kind of blew up with craziness, and to create an excuse, it's just an excuse. Like this October right now is the busiest time for me. We had Knowledge, which wasn't a big deal on my plate. I know it's busy for you. I've got this online course I'm doing that things have to be done by the 22nd for me to have like the certificate so I get reimbursed on money, which is pressure for me. My daughter's bat mitzvah is November 1st, and there's really preparation. Busy. If you know, if you're not familiar with the bar mitzvah, it's like a wedding, but for a 13-year-old who's not marrying anybody else.
Sounds expensive.
And I'm also chanting from the Torah, which I've never done before because I never had a bar mitzvah. So I am learning to do it. And for people who don't know, like chanting the Torah isn't just you read and say things, because here's the picture I'm following. There are tropes and tones and things you have to follow. And not only that, when you actually read the Torah scroll, which is handwritten, there's no vowels in it. So you're practicing it with these vowels, and then you finally get up there on that day, and there's no vowels there whatsoever, and it's all memorization. So I'm excited to do it, but it's a lot of stress and busyness. And I'm going to go for it. And but needless to say, I did not want to miss out on knowledge. I saw great feedback on comments. Someone reached out to me, was like, "Can I have the deck?" I'm like, "Well, I can give you the PDF." So from what I saw, I'm sad I missed out on the networking. Next time I will definitely be more involved with it.
I was asked to do the networking like as an ad hoc event in a few weeks. We'll see if I can figure out something, because it isn't a ton of work to prep it.
I'm sure it is. Yeah. And
not for the networking isn't much at all. Where all the other ones, it's more because you have to have people create content.
Good point. I mean, when I've done like the ServiceNow developer meetup here in Columbus, which I tried to have one last month and not many people signed up for it. What was that?
Just something somebody mailed me.
Jace, by the way, showing the green shoelaces. I sent him the Zurich release shirt, which I'm not wearing, but I'm wearing the JavaScript shirt from Chuck Tomasi.
Nice.
So I went kind of more neutral with Chuck on that one. But I also mailed him the green shoelaces as well, which I got a pair. I need to put them in my shoes.
Same. You were saying something and I interrupted you with shoelaces.
I don't remember. It totally got my attention and I thought it was phenomenal. But when I at least got in and was kind of community with, chatting with everybody, whatever else at the Null Edge, I felt it was positive vibes. Like,
yeah, I mean,
this is great.
I think just knowing that there wasn't any theme, because there wasn't like we need to promote this product or we need to find these whatever. It just felt freeing to me. So I'm glad that it happened. And if it happens next year, and I hope it does, I hope it's similar. And I hope people like it just as much.
Well, I think there's 2 themes here. One of the themes, and this goes back to networking, this was what I originally was talking about before the shoelace distraction. Now that it came back to me. When I run the Columbus meetup here, I've tried to do like speaking events and have knowledge and sharing and stuff. And the best feedback I got was people saying, look, I just want to have a place where we can get together and I can ask the community questions and have conversation. And it kind of goes to the same thing you mentioned with the networking piece, because the content is great. That's a big part of it. And that's that second theme or second lesson, whatever you want to call it.
It's the bait.
The debate, yeah. But the first thing is, hey, that community portion. And as great as it is knowledge, I know this past knowledge, for example, there were people there, you were one of them, who I could not see and talk to because there's so many great ideas from your experience and my experience and our conversation that it's like, I want to spend a couple hours with this person or this group. And I could not ever do that because I was working it and I was all over the place. And then once again, I'm going to say, look, I know a lot of people are like, wow, the sphere with Gwen Stefani was awesome. But once again, it is not a good party if you want to network with people. You're kind of put into the section you're in. And if you want to party at the concert, great.
It kind of feels like, you know how like going to a movie as a first date sounds like a great idea, but it's like one of the worst kind of
You don't
dates you
talk.
can do.
Yeah.
Dude, there's no talking. You have to have like a pre-date or a post-date then,
Yes.
right? And like that doesn't always work.
And I'm telling you, like, once again, well, Knowledge 12 to me was the best knowledge party. Bourbon Street, Fred Luddy was out, 3,000 people. But the other best
Wait, hold
knowledge,
on. There was only 3,000 people at Knowledge 12?
yeah.
So you're
So
saying
it's pre-IPO.
you're saying that Null Edge was a third the size of Knowledge 12.
Yes, which
Almost
actually,
half, actually.
when you put the context of it, of how much content and people you had coming in, is actually a really good size. But Knowledge 17, the one in Florida, to me was the best one post-IPO because it was at Universal Studios, first of all, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And second of all, if you don't want to ride the rides, everyone was out and about and just socializing, getting drinks and talking. And once again, I love the fact that it's so huge. We're doing the Sphere stuff. And I know Bill McDermott's brought the idea of the concerts and everything. But I feel like those knowledge parties are that opportunity to network. And that's just not there anymore.
Yeah.
So
And like one of the things that some other people said during the conference was something to the effect of how, the user groups, they used to have rules on the user groups. I'm not sure if you remember or know of them, where like unless you're the sponsoring partner, you couldn't attend.
yeah, they
You
had to
know?
do that. And you know what? That started, I think, in my territory, whatever, years ago, because we were at a user group meeting and everyone was getting up and doing introductions, and a partner had sponsored it. And this other partner got up, and the person just did introduce himself to say, "Hey, I'm so and so. This is what I'm with a partner. This is what I
Yeah,
do." He
sure.
got in and spent like a good 5 minutes saying, "Well, I do this, and we're this partner, and we do blah 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 blah." And it was awkward because it's like, dude, this other partner's paying money to get that time and advertise. It's an advertisement marketing thing. You should not come in and talk about what you do as another partner.
That killed it. That killed the snugs
It was one thing that I think killed the Snugs, because a lot of very smart people who are with other partners just wanted to attend for pure
community.
networking community.
Yeah.
Um, and I stand by to say, hey, look, partners should be allowed,
Yeah, I
as long
totally
as you
agree.
respect it and you say, hey, look, I'm a technical so and so for one driver partner. I'm here to socialize and share information.
If we had to
Um,
introduce at the user groups in Minnesota, like I can't remember a user group that was smaller than 100 people.
I mean, I remember in Columbus, we had user group meetings. We were competing against Minnesota for biggest one. We had like 150 at one point. And
Yeah, but I can't imagine going around a table with 150 people.
no, we couldn't do that. But we started to have user group meetings where more partners were coming than actual community members because everyone was coming for like sales. And that, and then,
Go ahead.
oh, I was going to say the other thing, and this goes into the second theme, not just community, but now also the knowledge, the content. Like you said, no specific agenda of the topics, right?
I mean, here's what my marching orders were to the speakers. Make it valuable. Keep
Valuable,
it short
short.
and to the point.
I will say this: I went like 20 minutes and not 15 minutes. I think I would have liked a little bit more time.
Right. But I mean, everybody would like more time. But if you can make it short and concise, like that's way better. And
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
software that we used, right? They have this ability so you can download the videos, but you can also tell it to make clips of it, like to pull the
cool.
clips out. So I'm going to be releasing those clips before I release the full
Yeah,
videos. Um, but I think it's going to like really show like the whole session isn't as important as people make it out to be, right?
I think you're right. It's like those tidbits of, well, my session. Every slide I had was important. Like
Every syllable said,
I'm only
every breath
valuable stuff.
taken.
I'm direct to the point. I'm not going to say stuff for just to talk.
My favorite books are less than 100 pages.
That's actually a good point.
Like, I have a book less than 20 feet from me, The Mom Test. Have you read that book?
That sounds familiar.
It's
I have
about
not.
it's
Sounds
about like
familiar.
making something that you would present to sell, but if you
Yes.
show it to your mom, they're obviously going to be like, "Oh, that's a great idea. I totally would buy electric cookbooks." And then they went. They're just saying that to appease you because they don't want you to be sad with them, right?
Hmm.
But it's less than
My
100
mom wasn't that
pages.
way.
I have another
My mom
book.
was like, that's a dumb idea. Don't waste your
I have
time.
another book 10 feet closer to me called Code Simplicity. That's also like 100 pages. Those two books are way more valuable than like the Code Complete 600-page volume below it. Like, we put so much fluff into
We
all
do.
the things we create, and we don't need to.
No, we don't.
We overly complicate unnecessarily and unintentionally.
Well, look at emails. Like, hello, so and so. How are you doing today? Blah blah blah. Okay, now I want to get. I agree. And the only reason why I put fluff in it is because if I were to like strip away um, the way I want to communicate, like get rid of the fluff, I would just be like, hey, I need this. Tell me this. Okay, like
I
that was it.
mean, yeah, but there's a between, hey, tell me
There's a
this,
between.
and
Thank you.
hey, the sky is blue and the clouds have rain and are made of ice, and I want you to give me this at some time in the future.
You know what? And then there's not only that, but I remember one time I was at a like a sales kickoff and we were doing some exercises and we were doing some practice workshopping. And it was all about like, I don't know, how to discover value in your questioning during a discovery. And there was this one SCA, I think they were British or Australian, and they were going on and on and on about stuff. And after listening to them for like 2 or 3 minutes, I'm like, you actually said absolutely nothing while talking for like 15 minutes straight. Like all you did was reiterate the instructions that they told you to do, and you actually said nothing.
Is it kind of like that scene from there's an Adam Sandler movie where he goes back to school, and
Are
at
you talking
the
about
end
Billy
of it,
Madison?
Billy Madison, is it at
Yeah.
the end, that one scene at the
He does
end
the
where
whole question.
he like, I don't know what his interaction is, but the principal gets on the speaker
We
and
are
he said,
dumber.
"Everyone here who listened to that nonsense you just said is dumber for just being here." And
Yeah,
maybe that's
pretty
not
much.
that bad, but it did take time.
Yes,
You know what I
and,
mean?
I'm guilty of it as well
Me
because
too.
when I'm presenting or whatever, I want to sound very articulate. I wanna articulate, and I don't know, I can't talk right now, it's the end of a day Friday. I just wanna sound very smart.
You know what I do? I'll wrap this up with AI. You ready? So when I want
Okay,
to
hang on.
start, oh,
One thing I wanna call out real quick is the fact that you did not say have anything to do with AI in your presentations. And there was some AI stuff,
there
but
was.
there was content that was not AI stuff, mine included. And that was nice because as much as I love the AIs, the big stuff right now, this was a community-driven event that only focused on AI if really people really needed it, but it had a lot of other content to it. And I think when it comes to Knowledge 25, that was honestly one thing missing. It was almost like, can we please not have AI for some sessions here, people?
Yeah, I
In
mean,
my opinion, in my personal opinion, not reflective of my employer
I
at all.
understand. You are a
But I love
uh
AI stuff.
you're
Phil, you're
walking a
right.
you're walking a tightrope. Let me help you down from the tightrope. We're tired of AI. I'm tired of AI. I use it, and I'm still tired of it. I don't
Well,
need to be shown it
here's the
every
one
time I blink my
thing
eyes.
what I've noticed though is it doesn't seem like organizations are adopting it as quickly as you think they are. And I think Mark Benioff with Salesforce even said this, like AI is innovating faster than what people are adopting.
Yeah, it is.
And
And
it goes, go ahead.
and as I say, and the uses of it where it's clever and makes sense, we'll see fast adoption. And where it
Yes.
isn't useful and it's not clever, it is not seeing fast adoption.
I kind of disagree a little bit because I think there is a human element of some people, myself included, that are just a little slower to adopt change with different things that maybe we're not comfortable with.
Sure. Yeah. But like, I don't know. I use Microsoft stuff at work. They use the AI stuff at my work with the AI things, and some of those
Yeah.
features are phenomenal, and they're very useful and clever. Like their ability to take notes and catch you up if you come into a meeting late,
Asking Copilot what emails did I miss when I was out on vacation or PTO last week.
or even
I'm
just asking them
yeah.
to rephrase what some speaker just said. right? Because it has that transcription. And
The
that's
best
oh yeah.
the best was my account executive I work with, like, bugged me yesterday and was like, "Hey, did we have any follow-up items from this meeting we had with so and so, like, at the end of August?" Of course, I'm like, "Oh, crap, what meeting?" And I'm looking through my OneNote trying to find the meeting, and finally I'm like, "You know what? Let me ask Copilot." So I asked Copilot. Sure enough, stuff came up. I'm like, "Well, here's what you talked about follow-up." I'm like, "Oh my god." The light bulb went off, like, I see where I'm gonna get value out of this.
Exactly. That type of stuff is huge. And the sessions that we did, the one you did especially specifically, and I already mentioned it once, is I'm gonna be having make it clips. It's not gonna like
Yeah.
change the content, but it's gonna say, here's where this topic started, here where this topic ended. You can download this as an individual clip and do what you want with it, or you can change it.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that's huge, right?
Well, I'm trying to use more of AI of our podcast. I've been using it for like sound cleanup and removing ums and whatever. Um, as I
By the
say,
way, this podcast, or was it this one? I think it might have been this one. I'm if of the 5 listeners out there, if this podcast got you to Null Edge, will you tag Michael Slobodnik and me in a post on LinkedIn?
yeah,
Because
sure.
I wanna know.
Well, we know it's probably 5 people, maybe 6.
Maybe 6. I did have somebody tell me that there was another podcast that they listened to yesterday, and they just found out about the Null Edge yesterday.
Okay, that's enough time.
That is enough time. But if you're
That's
listening to this now and you wanted to go, I'm sorry you missed it.
You missed it, but you know, maybe it should be done like twice a year kind of thing or not.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Right now, I have we're digging through the data, and it's
Yeah.
well, we'll talk about it.
Well,
But we asked for sponsors, we asked for other organizers to volunteer. So
it's the time to organize is the biggest challenge. And like I said, I run the meetup here in Columbus, and it is so difficult just to find time. Even a couple hours, like, okay, I got to call people to find a spot. Or like we talked about when we were doing a podcast, we're like, all right, look, we have great concepts, we have a lot of experience. Let's do a podcast where we try to time box it, which seems to always go to about 40 minutes, even though we say 20.
yeah, we're at that now.
And let's just like use simple AI to clean things up. But for the most part, it's going to be raw because we don't have time to make it look really, professional.
You know what I would love to get to on this podcast? Where we have like a clear single topic that we can just hit that's timeless. But that breaks what the purpose of this podcast is. And that's
Well,
to spend
not
time
not
with you.
necessarily. You can always think of it as, and I think of it this way, we can always have a topic that is the guiding principle
The
of the
North Star, if you
conversation.
will.
Yes, but we are always open to going down rabbit holes of conversation related to it.
All right. So we'll follow improv rules where there's
Improv
no,
rules.
no, just
Yes.
yes and.
And also, since we're on this topic as well, because I know your time is going to be freed up and my time is going to be freed up in November, I would like to have more guests.
Yeah,
So
let's do
I,
it.
I was just talking, I had coffee with guy I know, John Manor. He's now at Snow Fox. He's been in the service now. You know John. You worked with him.
John used to own, what was the name of that co-founder
Omnicare.
of Maven Next.
Maven Next, yes. And
I worked with him at
Omnicare,
Omnicare.
which Omnicare went bankrupt recently. Did you know that?
Omnicare was a subsidiary of CVS.
Well, I think CVS probably shifted its debt to Omnicare and then had them go bankrupt. Like that's how these big businesses work now. But anyway, they recently went bankrupt, and I'm like, okay, well, hey, more whatever. But John Manor, I was just having coffee with him. I'm like, dude, we should have you on because it is always great to get another point of view. Just like we had Chuck Tomasi on, we had Jason Rosenfeld on. Who knows? Maybe we'll get El Cordova on at one point.
Maybe. You know, who'd be fun to catch up with? I can't
Bill
think of their
McDermott?
name. I mean, we could ask him. The thing with Bill is you have to know like what to bring up, right? You have to, I almost feel
Yeah,
like I'd want to steer the conversation. But
he's also going to be like very specific and polished. And what I understand is like, if you listen to the Acquired interview with him, I mean, like, I'm sure this dude's got a million things at one time, I would absolutely love to have Fred Luddy on. Like Uncle Fred, if anything, just to be like, Fred, you have no idea how innovative you are and how much you really impacted the enterprise space with this from a simple idea.
I think he knows it. I think he knows
I think he
it.
knows it. I think he knows it. I mean, come on, his stock portfolio and investments know it.
Right.
Well deserved, by the way. But I think it's important to keep in mind at this time of all these billionaires, very, very few self-made billionaires are out there. Elon Musk, his dad had like a diamond mine or something. Bill Gates, his dad was a big politician person, legal stuff. Zuckerberg, I mean, come on, to get into Harvard, like your parents have to
I
be
didn't go to
well off.
Harvard.
I didn't go to Harvard.
Heck, I didn't finish college.
Yeah, but Fred, this is what I love about Fred. He went to Indiana University. That's
Yep.
where he started.
Yep, and
And,
now they have a
and
named area after him.
yeah,
there.
and Jensen Huang was another guy. Like his parents shipped him to some school overseas here in the US that was actually a boarding school for like kids with disciplinary issues at 9.
His LinkedIn history is funny.
Yeah. And so during this time of crazy billionaires we always hear about, to me, Fred Luddy is like one of the true smart, passionate, empathetic, just nice guys. And I would love to have him on the podcast. That's all I'm saying.
I would too. You know, that you remember Robert Fedorik's
Yeah.
Titans of Now?
Yes.
I heard that the purpose, the reason behind it was to get Fred Luddy on it.
Really?
But
Okay.
it never happened.
You know what? We could probably maybe start with like someone in the Fred group, like Mark O'Donnell or someone.
I mean, we could talk to a ton of people. There's so many people. I have a bunch of connections to a lot of them now. I think it's very interesting. You know what I think is almost more interesting than
Tell me.
Fred? All the people who started the companies that have been acquired by ServiceNow.
Oh my God, that's a good one.
Like Bose Hecht from 8Flow, who made SkyGraph.
Well, I know Josh Russ from SkyGiraffe at 8Flow.
Yeah, he was
easily. You know what? We should have Josh on.
But
the stuff he's doing is great.
I was reworking my blog last night, looking at my acquisition because I have some posts on acquisitions.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, I need to rewrite these because they feel like AI junk, but they still have good notes in them. But the founder of Serenity, he also founded Interis with somebody named Morgan. Interis was acquired by ServiceNow and was built into GRC. That's where GRC came from for ServiceNow.
Oh, well, I know we had customers who were using ServiceNow for GRC activities prior to an actual product.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Interis, they had their own set of products.
No, but I thought GRC was out before Interis. Like
if they did, they scrapped it and moved to Interis's version.
Maybe. I have to ask Scott Ferguson.
He'll know. Scott Ferguson. You could have Scott on.
Let's have Scott on.
Or John Cunningham. Any of the Omnicare folks.
Oh, John is such a smart guy.
Tim Deniston, he was messaging me today.
Yep, I was on there. He was saying something about negative about Flow Designer, and I'm like, dude, not listening to you on this one.
Man, do not listen to Tim Woodruff's talk when that gets posted. You will be unhappy.
You know what? I'm not going to be unhappy about it. I know his point of view, and I there's a lot I agree with. Once again, there's a lot I agree with, but at the same time, it's like, look, dude, don't bring the negative waves. Understand this is the direction, and there are some good reasons for this direction.
Yes, and you have to go with it, and that's okay.
Yes.
Well, and Michael Slobodnik, I want to tell you, thank you. You're an amazing human. I appreciate you, and I'm glad to spend this Friday afternoon with you after Knowledge.
Yes. And congratulations on a successful event.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I should have probably had measures of success to call it successful, but I'm going to say it was successful because I felt it went well.
To me, that's all that matters. Pulling it off is your number one measure of success for the first time of anything.
Yeah.
You did it. Awesome. And for those who are listening, when this gets published, probably in 2 weeks, because I'm always behind, I'm going to try to do that faster. But I always say that, though.
It's okay.
The Knowledge, I think everything's recorded, right? People will be able to watch some of it at one point.
They will. I have to download it all first and then upload it again. But once I do that, I'll have it. So expect probably 2 weeks before. I was saying 2 weeks until the full videos, but it might be a little bit longer. It'll be a few weeks for all the videos to be entirely up.
Okay. And before we sign off, I just want to ask this one thing. What was the biggest lesson you personally learned through this whole experience?
You don't know what you don't know until you get in it.
Okay.
I thought it'd be easier on the day of because we did all the prep. And on the day of, I was still balancing boats and bowls. I was like, oh my gosh, everything's going to fall off everywhere. So, just being able to roll with it, I guess, is like what I would say is my biggest lesson from it. Okay. If you're talking about specifically from sessions, Mike Roberts was dropping huge bombs for people new to the industry in ways that I never considered.
Okay. Well, good. So, lesson for everyone out there. If you're thinking about an event, or maybe you're just like, God, why are these people so disorganized? Remember, it's a lot of work.
It is.
And for Jace to go through this from an idea into reality, like, is amazing. I think overall success, and it was great to see a lot of the collaboration and involvement with it. And I'm happy to be a part of it in the little sliver I was. And we are going to definitely be following up some more on this as well.
Would you
So
say it's a blessing or a curse to be able to make the things you want to exist?
it's a blessing and a curse.
All right, there you go.
You know what? It is like Knowledge, for example, where I'm now putting together some mission ideas and whatever and trying to get more coworkers there. And at the end of this past Knowledge, I tell my wife, I think I'm done for Knowledge for a while. It's too much. Now here I am doing it again. And I'm like, I'm like,
Put me down as a co-speaker. That'd be interesting.
oh, we should do that. What do you want to? All right, we'll talk about that offline. Maybe let's submit something. I noticed though, they said you can only submit 2 things because I think last year I may have been the one of the people that helped make that decision because I submitted like 7 things and I was putting all my coworkers' names on it, trying to get people to Knowledge. I'm that guy. I'm that guy that makes them set new rules and policies.
All I know is this: if I had to actually cut sessions this time, it would have been a lot tougher. It just happened to
Yes.
work out where we were able to have double sessions for every time slot, which worked out because of few cancellations. So there
Perfect.
wasn't any dead air, if you will.
No, I saw it all packed. It
Yeah.
was crazy.
All right, man.
All right.
Let's wrap it up. I'll see you in a few weeks.
All
and
right.
we'll
Well,
see
this is Michael.
And this is Jace and Star
And
42.
next time, Star 42.